Right, Jeff, here we are back in your workshop again on a windy day, and this is something like number 40, I think. We've done about 40 videos about your...
You've done them.
Well, I've done them. We've done them.
We've done them.
And I see next to you there, you've got a very old compressor, which you've got the top off it.
Nearly as old as me.
Well, I bet it's older.
It's, well, it is, yeah. Joking, yeah.
The Aerograph Company Limited, London, England.
Yeah.
Probably from about 1940. And the head is over there.
It's at least 40.
Is it a side valve? I assume it's a side valve.
Well, they're just poppet valves. That really is no different than a modern compressor, how they work.
Yeah. Or a modern Harley.
Yeah.
Like a Harley.
Well, yeah.
So what are you doing then? You've got the head off it, so what have you been up to?
Well, what it is, the little one, it hasn't got enough. When I come to spray these frames,
okay, you want a bigger one?
It's alright for painting something small if you just had a something.
Yes, but to paint
a tank or something.
Yeah.
But when you're doing freight, you do need a good volume of air.
Yes, that's a pretty big.
So I thought, well, I'll just chuck this together whilst we're waiting.
And what did you find? You found that your compressor itself was tired.
No, it's just had a good clean. It's just
okay. So you're gonna put the head back on it, and then it's ready to rock.
Yeah, I just pulled the gaskets. Was all right. It's just that I thought I'd put a little bit of that.
Liquid gasket on it?
No, it's sort of special sealer for doing
engines,
airlines, steam lines, and all that. You know, heat. So yeah, so I just I'll put that back on.
Yeah. And hopefully be good to go.
I've just got then to make a pipe up down to there with a one-way valve.
Okay.
Put the keyways back in here, wire it. Oh, I need to get a cut-out switch.
Okay. Yes, for safety reasons. Yeah.
Well, just so it's to cut in and out. So I've got to sort one of them out. I'd like to try and get something old. Not that I want an old. So
everything you've got's old.
Everything's old.
Everything you've got's old.
It'd be a shame to build everything with all old antique stuff and then stick a Chinese.
But then it used to work.
Like you say, the motors and the pumps and things.
Yeah. You're not an Antiques Roadshow either.
Electrics just.
I know. We're not an Antiques Roadshow, mate.
Chinese electrics are not the world's best.
I know it's not, but you want something fairly modern.
Yeah.
Not some 50-year-old bit of wiring.
So I'll get one of them when I get a chance to go and buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I know you like old things, but it's not exactly an antique. Well, it is an antique, but it's not worth anything. So
I know it's some of the.
You don't need to keep it original. You don't need to keep it original to keep its money. It's not like some old bloody, I don't know, Ducati that needs to be original to be worth a fortune. It's just an old compressor. I bet somebody out there must like it, but to me it's just an old bit of machinery. But you like
it still works as good if it's maintained. It works as good as a new one.
Okay.
Yeah. Tank's all been cleaned and well, I've had them out, and you get a round tube.
Yeah.
With a get all the crap out of it.
Okay.
Run a drill in, and you put a bit of wire on it with an old something tied to the end, and if you go down it, it just spins around. It must
take ages to clean that out.
It just knocks all the crap out, and I had to get the engine lift to tip it up and get.
Well, how heavy is that? That must be a fair weight.
Oh Christ, quarter plate.
Yeah.
You know.
How heavy is it? Do you think that's
once it's all together, Christ.
A lot.
You're looking at least 300 weight, aren't you? At least. 300, 350 pound.
Yeah.
It's certainly 150 kilos plus.
Yeah.
I would say.
Well. Right, so that's that, and let's go inside now into your main workshop and see what else you're up to.
I'll bolt that on in a minute.
Okay.
Not really, like I say, not done
no rush.
Much in there.
Okay. Right, so Jeff, explain to our viewer what you're doing down this old compressor. Yes,
fixing it.
Fixing it. But what exactly are you doing? I just brought you some very weird shaped springs, some compression springs that you were missing, which act as poppet valves, springs for poppet valves, and you're trying to get the.
It's being an absolute
valve in there, aren't you?
Bitch.
Yes. You got one in so far anyway.
Nope. God, that. I think the only other way you're going to get these in is to. Nope.
You need a chow with little hands.
Nope. You bastard.
Do you want me to have a go of it?
It's trying to. There we go. I think that's got it. I've got to get. That's it.
Is it in?
Yeah. Well, you put it on, it's steel, and it's magnetic, and you've got to get it down a little guide.
Yes.
Like this.
And
Like
below that guide are the springs, which I've just brought you.
No, they'll go in the things above.
Oh, they go above, did they?
Yeah, which I've now.
You've now.
It's. Bit
right. So you got those little
yeah.
valves in there, and now we come away.
Well, what's going to happen here is now, because the spring just drops in there.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's not going to go in and jam.
What stops it from falling out though?
Nothing.
Right. So how's he going to stop that from falling out?
There's not a great deal I can do.
Put a magnet. Put your magnet.
The other way, mind you though, you couldn't do it.
Put your magnet on top of the nut, and it might hold it while you drop it down.
No, it's stainless, isn't it? All I can do is take a chance and just go like that.
I hope it works. I reckon it's going to fall out, but that's just me.
If that'll go down by hand, it should mean that it's in the. Yeah, it's virtually gone down by hand. That so.
But how can you be sure? You think it's okay? Or?
Well,
I mean, can't the spring just sort of fall out and fall away, or is it trapped?
It could, but
you think you're okay?
It's it's come out.
There you go.
It's there. You bugger. Drat.
You need something to hold the spring.
I think what I'm going to have to do is get some and put a little bit of silicone.
Yes, put a bit of glue or something, a little bit of resin.
I'm going to have to
in the base of that.
Silicone them in. Yeah. Just put a blob so it holds them in while you.
Otherwise, you'll be there all day. Oh, the joys of old compressors.
Yeah, I'll have to put a little. I've not got any bloody silicone.
Well, you just glue or something.
Well, they're in and well.
Right, so we just put a bit of grease in the base of those big nuts, and that held the springs in place. So hopefully, that's your compressor sorted out. Hopefully. Well,
the smaller one.
Smaller one. Oh yeah, you got another one like that, haven't you?
Just nipping slightly. I don't think that's it.
Right, the springs are in.
There is a little thing to go in there.
Thing to go in there.
Bung. A little. I don't know why they do that. They just seem to have a little tiny. I think it's 1/8 BSP. A tiny little brass.
And what's it for? What's it do?
I've no idea. It just there's a hole drilled in the outlet side, and
it's not for casting.
Unless it's for some takeoff for something.
Yeah, takeoff pressure
that's never been used on this model.
Okay, so you happy now?
Yeah.
It's all done.
Bit overkill that there, just to nip that on.
Yeah.
Bit like that.
Right, good. Another old compressor brought back to life.
Well, it was working alright. I don't know how that valve got damaged.
Oh, I don't know. There you go.
Should we give it a whirl?
Go on then. If it blows up, I'm not.
It goes all.
Don't blame me. Right, so stub back a bit in case it blows up.
It won't blow up.
Or make sparks, whatever.
You're right.
Yeah, go on then. Is it working? Is it pumping air? It's pretty quiet, isn't it? It's not noisy.
It's alright though, it's pumping on quite
good. Right, so you call that a success? Not yet.
It's up to 50 psi now.
Well, there you go then. Success. Yay. Happy?
It seems to be working okay.
Good. All for the price of £2 for them springs. We're doing well.
And it ain't hot.
It's not getting hot.
When that did that with that broke thing, because the air won't, it can't do it with the air, it's just compressing. It's
nothing.
It's using extra power to
do nothing basically. Yeah. Right.
Once it's got the air out the cylinder, it can't. It's going back. It was going back in, so basically it was only working like one cylinder.
Yeah.
That's it.
Good. Hang on, bloody on. Right. Okay. Right. Yeah. Lots of pressure there. Right.
Actually, that might be alright now for painting.
Oh yeah, well, there you go. There you go. All for the price of a £2 spring. Right, okay, turn it off and we'll look at else, what else are you doing today?
It'll cut out in a minute.
Will it? Okay. So here we are, Jeff, once again on a beautiful day. Very warm today, that's great. And I've realised that the last couple of weeks have been, all I filmed is your compressors. So here we are again.
Nothing to do with me.
Oh, no, you're busy doing compressors. So this one now looks to be pretty much finished, is it? Apart from the deed of a copper pipe.
You just need to, like you say, put,
yeah.
It's good job that you didn't get it.
No, there you go. You've got the
it's ready to fire up. Yes. I've just got to do that.
Yeah.
I bought a one-way valve.
Yeah.
And then all I need to do is make a piece of copper pipe.
And you're done.
And it's done.
Yeah, you want to find some 3/4 pipe that's quite thick and there's not much of it about. It's all 19mm now, which is the same thing.
That's 19mm, but it's 1.5, 16 gauge.
Yeah.
And you'd probably find...
Well, standard plumbing is 1mm, I think.
I suppose... I'm not sure 1mm might be... I don't know what sort of pressure that'll take. Well, it'll take 100 PA.
Oh, yeah.
Man, you don't know what... That's getting up to 150, so...
I don't know. It's used in... plumbing.
I'm sure someone must do something.
I'm sure they will, but as I say, it's not that common.
That gauge.
Right, anyway, so that's enough of bloody compressors.
Anyway, that's enough of that.
So let's turn around and see what you've been doing recently with actually a bike. Right, so yeah, Jeff, we've come back into your workshop and you've got a rather large wheel there. That's a 230 by, is it 16? No, sorry, 230 by 15.
15.
Yeah, for a customer, and it's quite an Avon 230. I remember when they came out. Yeah, it's for a Harley, of course. And I think the wheels are fat, boy, is it? It's been widened, something like that.
I think it's it's the original wheel that's been machined and it's had two wider rims put on it, bolted to it. So what you're doing there for a customer is making... I've sorted the hubs out and actually, because it still had the original bearings in the original wheel. Right. So what we've done is made hubs and brought the bearings out. So, moved them further out to, a lot more stable. Well, at its requirements, which I thought was the best thing to do. Right. I've just brought you some 14mm plate there. We can. Yeah, we've got to make a caliper bracket. A caliper bracket that it's got to go in the softail frame. Yes, it's got a softail. It's got to sort of fit. Yeah. And we've got to. So you got your cardboard template? That is sort of roughly what we're aiming for. We're going to have to bolt a piece off it. Yeah. That comes down. The lug is right down at the bottom. Yes. Yeah. So we're going to have to make a piece with a slot on it. So as it's adjusted. Yes. It I think work. Want something maybe an inch slot or inch and a quarter. I don't think it's right. There goes your compressor. We've talked about compressors. Right, I think that's the way of saying enough of that. Enough of that. And we'll now look at my project, my Kawasaki Frontend. Right, so yeah, Jeff, so we've come around into the workshop and down here is the wheel of my Z 650 1170 project, and there's the front end of it there. And there's one small thing I wanted to do with the disc adapters, carriers, yeah, which you've now done, yeah, and they are there because that inner piece was all plain and it looked a bit weird. Yeah, it looks a bit sort of odd. So you've now machined in those. I've put a ball groove in between, and the reason for that is because it matches the style of the discs. It looks nice, yeah, which are from a R6, so that's good. And talking about the front end, I've just brought you... I don't know if you want to get them anodised. No, whatever. No. I've brought you that. Oh, we've got a mudguard. I've got a mudguard. Oh. Now, it won't fit, but it might fit, sort of, in a roundabout way. What's that of? It's from a XJR 13. Since it's a Yamaha, and that's from a Yamaha R6. Well, and in theory, I'm told the mats are very similar, just about 12mm different. Well, so we shall now see. Let's put that there. Yeah. Let's put that up there. Hang on, I'm in the way now, aren't I? Let me just back off a bit. That's about as far as I can go. Let me back off a bit. Just a second. Right, so I've taken a step back, Jeff, and so there's the front end. Forks are off a R6, early R6, 2001. Yokes are yours, and that's from an XJR 13. Well, mine, but you made them many moons ago, and I've that's a joke. And I've recycled them. So hopefully, let's see what happens. It probably matches the back one there. Yeah. But not the front. A couple of little aluminium blocks. Yes. Like a little block that we could extend.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking.
Hold everything in.
Hang on, let me come round and let me come round left.
Without fear of that falling. Yep. A couple of little blocks off there to go through might do it. No little.
So you get the back one. Can't see.
There. That
Right.
looks pretty much in line. I don't know. Well, I don't know if that's in the right spot. We'd have to get the wheel in and check it.
The main thing is though, there's a big gap there. Look, there's about an inch gap or 25mm gap between the fairing and the mudguard and this mount here. So that's okay because
the only other thing is you fold a couple of little stainless. Whether you could just fold, you know, like a couple of little folded, a little stainless.
Keep it simple.
Bracket and then a bolt there and then a 6mm there.
With a nut. Yeah. Either that or you use a long, thick 25mm thick spacer.
Whether Jeff could fold like, you know, like a small little stainless.
Yeah. But we need to get the wheeling first, don't we?
Yeah, we need to put that in.
So that's pretty good. This I think will look quite good.
Looking quite hopeful.
On the sort of Z1 style bodywork, unlike all the modern stuff that we saw last time round. So pretty happy with that. Right, one more thing, Jeff, before I forget, that we've not done yet, having been thinking about it for about a year. If you look down there, you've got the wheel, my front wheel, and the rims came off a damaged Astrolite from God knows how many years ago.
Don't actually.
Yeah, they were. It was like painted black, as I remember.
Oh, it was horrible. It was full of paint.
Yeah, it's been painted God knows how. And I tried to get the black off, couldn't do it. In the end, I had to blast it off. And so that was done, and so now it has a sort of blasted finish, quite a dull finish as you can see. And you said to me, haha, don't worry about that because we can mount that on that thing there.
Oh,
and spin it up and sit there quite easily with your finger and a bit of wet and dry and get it all polished up again.
Paraffin and it's you know.
So that's one of your tasks. I'm not doing that at home by hand. It would take years. Okay, so that's that. What else? Oh, and down here, of course, we have the Mark II compressor, the small one. It's now all working. We just heard it before. So
that is the one I was using until somehow the springs it went. funny.
Yeah, and then we got the springs replaced, and away it goes. Well, didn't you have a crack in one of the
little pocket
valves? Yeah,
had a chunk off it. Now whether that was
before, that might have been done 30 years ago.
Yeah.
It could have been done, God knows, decades ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's that. Right, okay, so it's
now... It's never working to it's working great now.
Yeah, good.
But I think if you're going to do some paint spraying on frames and stuff, it's not quite got that capacity.
Okay.
If you...
Well, I spray paint.
It's alright for doing little things. If you're doing a woodguard or an odd tank, it's alright, but when you come to do a frame, it does take... a
lot of air.
A lot of air doing a frame.
Okay, so anything else while we're here, Jeff? I know you've got all that.
I've just going through these bits here while I was waiting for. Hopefully, I can get this crank done.
Oh yes.
This and
talking about cranks, I need a crank.
Oh, right.
Hello.
Hello, Lee.
Hello.
Ready, so.
Yes. Okay. Be there in 2 minutes.
You can use that again.
I'll have a cup of tea. I'll have a cup of tea.
You want a cup of tea?
And then I'll go.
By the time you make your cup of tea, your soup will be ready, Jeff.
Lovely.
Right, brilliant. Yeah. So what's this for? This one's for
this is a spares bike.
Spares bike.
I don't know. You name them.
I know, spares bike.
Because I did write it on there, you see.
The spares bike, yes.
Spares bike. Because I want to get these done and finish these things off.
Yes, indeed. So is that crank behind you?
I don't just want to do one. Once I get into the motion, I want to do them all.
Right. Okay.
Because you know, one after the other.
Yes.
So
yeah. So behind you, then you got the crank that's on your.
That is the crank that I want to put in it. But what I've got to do is just true these up.
Is that Unitrack crank or is that an earlier crank?
It's got Unitrack. It's got Unitrack rods on it, so it probably was.
Right. Okay.
The Unitrack one.
I asked because I need a crank welding as well. I need a crank building up for my Mark II.
And you know what's happened with the TIG? Moved it, sat it all on there.
Yeah.
And now it doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Maybe it doesn't like being moved. I don't know.
Doesn't like being out of the sunshine. I'm sure you'll sort it out.
It could just be a faulty switch. I'm going to have to have a look at it.
More looking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the thing is now, what I see that one's been. What I might do with that is just cover them ends up. Once I've got them trued up, I might just use the stick welder on them.
Yeah. And this is just to weld up the
wheels. It's just to stop them from moving.
Yeah.
The big end ones can move, but it's more the mains are probably under more
torque.
But when you pull cranks apart and press them back, each time you do it,
it's a little bit aware.
It's losing
a few microns
of metal. As you press something back and two, it's obviously
it's wearing out. Yeah.
It's gonna.
Okay, so you've been doing that. Any reason for doing it right now rather than?
Well, I was just while I was waiting for the metal to do that.
You had a little break. Yeah.
Well, I was just looking at the gearbox, and the thing is, if I clean all this, it's where do you bloody put it?
Yes.
You know.
Well, you do it and you refill the engine. You've got to do the whole bottom end, haven't you? Really, you've got to get the damn thing together.
You need to clean it. Don't do any machining work while we're doing it.
No, I think you need to do it all in one go, and then put the 2 crankcases together, and then put the block on it, and hopefully.
If you had a spare room in the house where it was clean, you could leave it in there.
I do have, but mine's now full of my mum, so it's not good. I did have, I should say. Anyway.
So yeah, we can.
Okay, so that's what we've been doing that. Anything else while we are here? Oh, have you done your Les's funny front end brackets for that caliper?
Well, I was going to get a caliper and double check it before, and
okay.
he's not.
He's not. Okay, so I have to wait.
I've not spoke to him actually.
No, okay.
I don't know what he's doing.
Okay.
He'll let me know in a few days.
By the way, talking about calipers, as we were then, that gold caliper that's your Les has borrowed off me.
That's
actually
yours?
Yes, that's mine. That was made to fit the back end of the Z650 using the ZXR.
So I'll be using that when I do the back end?
Well, no. No, because there's a change of plan now.
Oh, you got the black one?
I've got a black one now, haven't I? Because you got that back for me.
Yeah.
I had a black one years ago, and it's come back, it's brand new. The only problem is, guess what? It looks identical to that, but it isn't. The mounts are different.
Oh, no.
Yes, they are.
So it's lucky you didn't use...
Yeah, so what I'm going to do now is ask you to make me another bracket, identical to the one we made before, but it'll fit the black caliper. The reason being is because now I've got the now I've got the R6 front end.
Yeah.
That's got black blue spots. So having a gold rear caliper with a black caliper at the front looks really weird. The good news is though, Jeff, the very good news is that work you did before, that I paid for, isn't wasted. Because that gold caliper and its mount will go straight on the Mark II.
Right. Yeah, but you're going to have to use a disc that...
Yes, that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah,
that's all right.
You have to find a disc that will...
Well, it's all right. We can sort that out. Because I'm going to use the similar Brembo front calipers on that bike. Which will then in turn need brackets making, blah, blah, blah.
I have still got a Brembo of yours.
You might have, but this will be new.
Did you give it back?
I think you give me back.
It was on the front of the comp bike.
That's right, yes.
Well, what I've done...
You changed it, haven't you?
I've got them 2 Kawasaki ones and I've put two small...
That's right, yeah. No, I've got it back,
Yeah, put 2 small calipers.
Yeah, it's a nice one as well. It's quite a good little caliper, that.
Yeah.
Four
that you donated and then...
Yes, I handed got it back. That's fair enough.
Well, I don't know, when I got that other wheel, changed the wheel, I thought it looks nice with 2 small...
Oh, yeah, yes.
Small...
Yeah, rather than one.
Calipers, yeah. So...
No, it's a nice caliper, but I've only got one of them, so I can't really use it on a twin disc front end. But anyway, no doubt it'll come in handy one day.
So we'll get on. Yeah, like I said,
right, okay.
Well, frame painted. But
your mum will be shouting at me in a minute. So the tea's now been made. Your soup's ready. So we'll call it quits there, and we'll come back another day. But in the meantime, thanks for watching and cheers.